Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Belle Collective. This is season 6, episode 6. And I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like this video. You can also subscribe if you are new. Share the video. You are more than welcome to do that. And you are welcome to leave your comments below. All right, so let's get into this episode. All right, y'all. I don't know how long this episode is going to be because it kind of, in a way, was a filler episode to me. Some stuff was happening, but really nothing is happening. And when you find out that next week is the season finale, you're kind of like, we spent this amount of time on this? Okay. All right, so you know it was a cliffhanger or a to be continued part where Letitia asked Latrice about, have you seen anything inappropriate that Glendale has done? And of course there was a long pause. She sips her drink, and Marie says, there's your answer. Of course, Latrice finally just says no. Well, Latrice already said that she's not going to be saying nothing. She don't want to get involved. We already know that Letitia's a bird and she's not going anywhere. And here's my thing. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So Latrice says that, at least from my friend Amanda, I don't know her to lie. There's an interview out there with another fellow content creator, YouTuber, which is Millie Chun TV. Shout out to her. She did an interview. Now, I feel a lot of ways. And I'm probably just going to give what I feel about this whole season, even though I have been kind of already saying it, but I'm just going to give my final judgment on what I think of this season. Or next week, since it is the finale. Anyways, I don't know what's going on, but something in the buttermilk is not clean. Not clean whatsoever. But anyways, we move on from that. Is that the next day? Yeah, the next day. Of course, everyone's getting ready for the brunch that basically Carrie is hosting. And Letitia's going to be the face, even though it's her brunch, because she's so out of it. So out of it. I'm more hands-on. I'm so out of it because of somebody I thought was my friend just exposed that my husband was still being the hoe that he's always been. This ain't your first time. How are you so devastated? That's the thing that's just so crazy to me. That is crazy. Jackson, they came and showed out as far as their attire. I'm talking about the cast. Now, Letitia, she's wearing another bodysuit, basically. In some type of way, shape, or form. She's going to make sure that I won't even say it. Not today. I won't. I don't think that she needs to be ashamed of her body shape. I just don't think that she wears things. I think she's trying to fit into something that don't really compliment her. I'll just say that much. And then that would also lead me to believe that you had different surgeries. Now that you've had these surgeries, and now you know where I'm going. You think that you are this certain type of person. Anyways, you know I'm not going to spare her at all. So, y'all coming to the wrong place. There's a lot of women from the coast. This is at Carrie's restaurant and all that good stuff. I think it was pretty good. I think that Carrie's a good representation and could be a great hostess, whether people like the food or not. Shout out to Marie. And we'll get into her in just a minute too. While she's there was just one little moment in regards to, I think she was about to cry, Carrie was, and then her eyelash was coming off. And then they had to fix that. That was a comedic moment. We get done with that and they go back to the house. We meet some of Carrie Paul's kin. That also includes her husband Matt's mother. I said, okay, that's cool. What they did is they made some gumbo with some rice and all that stuff, a meal. Maria has said in her mind that she's not eating anything that Carrie does. I don't know. But anyways, we're there. They meet them. They meet and greet, and the mother-in-law and mother and aunties and stuff like that. They go on their separate way. I think it was nice. What I would do, I would trust mama and auntie's cooking over a caterer. I mean, just to have that home cooking. However, I'll say that I'll just ask this question: do you think that Marie is in some type of way in every situation trying to say that I'm the HBIC in charge, or HIB, HBIC, Lord Jesus? Or do you think possibly, okay, well, I seen you trying to put your fingers with mayonnaise on some bread, and I just don't trust anything that you got going on? I can see both. I feel like in some type of way, since how Carrie came in, not saying that Marie has a problem with Carrie, but she's trying to let her know, I'm an OG, and I run this more than you. You know, I just think that she could have said, as a Belle, I'm getting some pizza. So she ordered some pizza, and she just gonna eat that right in front of her and all that. And is it a good comedic moment possibly on television? Yeah. And maybe she's just reaching for moments to just have to just, and that's, I think that that's cool, but I just don't think that it's just solidarity, something for TV. But y'all can let me know if she's trying to pull her weight and haze her a little bit, Marie to Carrie. Is she just thinking that Carrie's a nasty wench? Y'all let me know. Or maybe all three. Was she trying to do something for television also? Y'all let me know. Anyways, they're in their PJs. Everyone's in the same type of attire. Carrie called the night a lemon squeeze. And a lemon squeeze is to get everything out that needs to get out. And of course, they're still talking about this whole Letitia and Latrice situation. Marie's being somewhat of a mediator. And Marie was like, this is how I would show up. If I knew that my friend's dude was doing something, I'm going to go confront him. Not her, not even go to my friend. I'm going to tell him, if he don't stop what he doing, I'm going to tell her. And Latrice was like, well, okay, you're free to do that. That don't mean that that's how I move. Latrice felt like in some type of way, at least in the confessional, here comes the old Marie, I knew she was going to show up. Latrice feels like that she's being the consistent scapegoat, which is true. She also feels like Tamara could speak up, but I'm not going to throw her under the bus because she knew about it too. You can't do that, Latrice. As you said in the last episode, that's not Tamara's, no. That's your friend that said all this. And you don't want that heat, you really don't want that confrontation. Whether you did it or not, the opposite is not on your side. I will, whatever, I don't know what Letitia's saying. We're just going around in circles. Anyways, Carrie has another surprise for the ladies, and she said that this is my last attempt to try to get the ladies to kind of come together. And they bring on a lady that says that she is a minister and medium. Now, I just want to say this. Minister and medium do not mix. I'll just say a minister of God and a medium do not mix. I'll say it that way. Because I'm sure that there are other deity ministers out there that do stuff. Marie was turned off by that, like she wasn't going to do all that. Latrice was turned off about getting, if you want to call it a reading, I don't know what you would actually say it is. But anyways, who was first? Selena actually volunteered to just do this, but the medium is speaking with dead people. The dead people that are connected to whatever's going on. As this medium is talking, she is now connecting to Selena's son. And this is what I will say about mediums. I know a lot of y'all, whatever you got going on, that's fine. Mediums, I'll say this. There are angels and there are also demons. Angels that watch over your life, and there are demons that watch over your life. Every demon doesn't come to attack you, as how you probably have learned in church. The devil this, the devil that, demons this, No, there are, just like the military, as it is really resemblant of how heaven works and how hell works. Meaning there are generals, there are sergeants, and The little people may just be taking notes on your life and watching over your life, whether angelic or demonic. I'll just say this much. Are mediums real? Yes. Where they get their source of information does not come from God. That's the simplest way I can say. They get it from familiar spirits. They get it from demons that have been assigned to watch over your life, meaning they take notes as to what's going on and all that good stuff. They know how to report to the next ranking as far as in the demonic realm. Now they know how to attack you. Now they know how to keep you prisoner in certain things because they know how you feel. They know how you operate. Da, 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 da. So, those spirits that the medium think that they are connecting to is just demons that are just being deceptive and telling you certain things to make you believe that are quite connecting to because of your own connection to whomever may have passed. So, of course, the minister said that she looks at Jesus as being a medium. False. False. And she gave what she feels like as a medium when she talked about the Mount of Transfiguration. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to be for a few more minutes. I'm not going to do all this. You can turn it off, especially if you're not really into religion like that. Jesus was not acting as a medium during Transfiguration. He was revealing his divine glory as one was in conversation with the prophets, Moses and Elijah, signifying that he was the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. The term medium implies Jesus was acting on his own or as his conduit for spirits, whereas the story presents him as the Son of God, which is with his divine nature briefly. One thing that the devil cannot do is duplicate. He can imitate, and he can twist it up to make it look like it's actually true. And that's what we see on a consistent basis. So there are resemblance of stuff that you know that are from God, but when you really break it on down, it's not that. So yeah, because if we're going to say that Jesus is a medium, why is the Bible against it? It's spoken heavily in the Old Testament, and know that nothing changed from the Old Testament to the New Testament. We got King Saul that was speaking with mediums, and what happened was King Saul disobeyed God. He was crowned king. Samuel crowned him as king, or did he anoint him? Whatever it was. Samuel anointed him because the people wanted Saul to be their king, even though God didn't really call him to be king. However, God allowed the people to make their choice. Saul messed up, disobeyed God, and Samuel was Saul's advisor. However, Samuel had already passed. And since he was now dealing with the fallout of his disobeying God and fell out with the people, he now went to a psychic / medium and tried to conjure up Samuel from the dead. Samuel came to him and rebuked him and said, I can't do nothing for you. Don't come to me about any of this. God has rejected you. And another one is coming up behind you, which was David. So no, God is not going to one hand say, this is wrong. And then now, once he presents his son, to now he's a medium. A mediator, which is really the Holy Spirit. I won't go into all that. But anyways, yeah. So Selena feels like she's got a breakthrough. Carrie Paul was then given her own session, and she connected because mostly, if you really heard what the medium was doing, they were just saying things that they already knew. The only other, I guess, key information, at least to minister to Selena, was like, don't grieve yourself to death. You got to stop it. Latrice then was convinced, okay, so I want to read it. She gets a message from her dad. Cool. All right, so the medium leaves, and now Latrice and Letitia, they get together, and they do their thing. They talk. Letitia says that she wished that Latrice had spoken up sooner, as far as not letting this go on. You should have broke it up right then and there. That's all you needed. But that's going to be... Don't y'all see what's going on? Because in the next episode, Glenn going to be saying that to Cliff. Anyways, where do we go from here? Letitia just says it's going to take a while before anything can be really mended. Okay, so they're getting up and going and about to head back to Jackson. That's the end of the episode. Not much was going on. I was giving you a short Bible lesson. Look, I'm not totally right in everything, but I know my education towards the Bible. I know what's right and wrong. and no, we're not doing that. I'm sorry, y'all. And well, I'm not sorry. I just can't get with that. We're not doing that. No, there's a difference. If you want to go to a medium, go to a medium and respect that deity. Respect God over here if you're going to do that. But don't try to intermingle them together. No, it's a false spirit that comes from the pits of hell. The creator of chaos, the creator of confusion, the devil himself, Lucifer. That's where that comes from. That's all I have. All I know is that I'm pretty bummed out for the season. It started out on a high. Word is that Letitia didn't want to film with Amanda anymore. And then we lost our effing storyline. Shout out to Lisa Rinna in regards to Lisa Vanderpump. There goes our effing storyline. 7 episodes. That sucks. You suck. And I may say more on next week too. But y'all let me know what you thought. I wasn't trying to confuse you all. Hopefully I was clear on what I was talking about in regards to the spiritual realm and all that good stuff. So let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And until the next one, peace.